Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. Women read a man's eyes and mouth. A man's eyes and mouth. This is very important. Now, let me be clear. As much as I promote body game, and as much as I've said, you get some average looking facially average men or even ugly men who can still get women. Women still paying attention to it. I never once said the face didn't matter. Never once said, never once. I just said, I specifically said, they look at everything. And even with body game, I just said that's the most dominant part. But they looking at everything else. And they definitely looking at your face. We can't get past that. Now, what they like in a man's face, that depends on the woman. But here's something that many men don't understand. Many men, when they looking at a man's face, or especially guys who call themselves rating a man's face, they looking at it from a pure mathematical perspective, like they try to put it on an objective scale and everything, right? This is, the cheekbones measured this and the eye space and all of that, the jaw angles and all of that. Okay. But if you're trying to appeal to women, they are thinking something else. See, understand something. When a woman is looking at a man's face, she's looking at it more from what does his face project to her, personality-wise. What kind of emotional response does it project? And they do this primarily by looking at the man's eyes and his mouth. And that's not in terms of measurement. Some guys might think, well, if you got almond-shaped eyes or you got like certain, parts or even eye color, oh, the women going crazy. And yeah, they paying attention to that because, of course, they pay attention to everything. But when they're looking at a man's eyes, they trying to see their emotion there. They say that, a saying is rather that the eyes are the windows to the soul. What kind of look is he giving them? Is he giving them a serious look, a warm look, whatever? That's why eyes are very important. In fact, there's been many commentators who said that's the most important thing, women commentators, that they'll look at. Do the eyes look hard? Do they look soft? There's a big difference. Now, I'm gonna give a spoiler alert for that movie. Everybody probably has seen it now and seen the clip of that movie, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse with Miles Morales. All right, there was a scene in the end, towards the end, where he was on a parallel Earth and he met a parallel version of himself. And it was a very powerful clip for one simple reason, because how they presented it. They both had different eyes. Now Miles, he's tied up on this punching bag and everything. And he's like, his eyes all wide. You can see the top of his eye, you can see the whites on top of his pupils and everything, right? And he was like, he had kind of a nervous look. But also a softer look, right? But then his alternate version, who was the Prowler, you didn't see the tops. He had a mean look on his face. He had a mean look and he wasn't smiling or anything. And even when he gave him that little stare, it just looked different. It was like, okay, physically looked alike, but you can tell the difference in personalities just from the facial expression. That's what women actually read. So they're looking at, the eyes, but also the mouth. A smile is powerful. A smile is so powerful, Yeah, you get some guys, you can measure all you want, but because a woman will like their eyes and their smile, or how they, they're going to like the physical stuff too, but how they smile, how they talk and everything. In fact, a lot of women, if they're into a man, they're going to be looking down at his teeth, his lips and everything. In fact, they like teeth because they like the smile. How is his smile? But what does the smile represent? It represents his personality, how he's interacting with him. You know, is his face hard, looking at him like, or, you know, he's smiling and everything. And then it depends on what turns them on. They might like that hard face. They might like that hard face. But understand that, period. Like when they're looking at the face, they're looking at the personality. That's why you get a lot of guys, they might say, a woman say they're handsome, but maybe something about the personality didn't come across. Because understand that in general, women, even when they're looking at how you dress, they try and get an idea about your personality. Now, this ain't going to say they're always going to be accurate, but it is going, as far as how they perceive you and how they're going to respond to you, oh yeah, very accurate. That's why I'm going to tell you what, it's a deeper level of that thing of ours we call game. How you carry yourself, how you walk. Are you walking confidently? You know, your body language and everything. Women are paying attention to all of that. In fact, I'll talk about a woman's reading the body language in the next one. I've talked about it before, but there's a lot of stuff, you know, always get new people when I said, okay, I need to really hammer this home. I'm gonna talk about that in the next video, the body language piece. Because they're paying attention how you walk and how you moving, because it's going to reflect your personality. Indeed, most communication is nonverbal. 90% is nonverbal. So they looking at all of that. So even your facial expressions, you're communicating something to her. Do you have a scared look? Do you have a nervous look? Do you have a low self-esteem look? Do you have a confident look? All of those things matter. Understand that. So when they looking at the face, they not bringing out a ruler and everything. They looking, okay, what type of emotional response does your face elicit in her? And that based on some cold numbers or anything. They're not thinking of numbers. They just thinking he got nice eyes. He got warm eyes. You know, he got wise eyes. Whatever turns them on. You know, how's he holding his mouth? Is it a cruel stare? Is it a nice smile, nice easy smile, comforting smile that says, hey, what's up? Seriously, you always got to look at, you got to understand, women are simply going to look at a man differently from how we think they're looking at us. And that's a very important thing. What type of response is elicited, emotional response is elicited by a man's face, and it's mainly communicated through his eyes and his mouth. All right? So I want y'all to think about that, okay? I want y'all to really think about that. Anyway, I'll get back with you later. Peace and blessings.